change. Well, excitement this morning at the JSE. Of course, our studio is above the reception area, and we are talking now about the green bond, which was listed by the City of Johannesburg today. And joining us are Parks Tau, who is the Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, and Graham Smale as well. Parks, let's start with you. A green bond, let's talk about why it's a green bond and what that means before we talk about how much you hope to raise and what you're going to do with it.
Well, the City of Johannesburg committed to a set of objectives with regards to climate change, mitigation and adaptation measures. So we're listing the green bond so that we're able to raise funds to finance some of our projects that are essentially green projects in the City of Johannesburg. This would include solar water geysers, it would include dual fuel buses. We're now running 2 buses and are adjudicating 150 metro buses, a fleet of 150 dual fuel buses that would be propelled by compressed natural gas and diesel. Currently, the 2 buses are using 80% gas, so we think that the biofuels market is opening up and would be taking advantage of that. We'll also be looking at projects with regards to climate change adaptation, ensuring that we're able to expand trees so that we're able to increase the green lung of the City of Johannesburg, but also in terms of expanding and growing our stormwater attenuation systems. We would have experienced in Johannesburg over the past few years increased intensity of rain, but also the increase in the rainy season. The rainy season now goes deep into autumn, so to say, and actually highly intense rains are experienced during autumn. So we're having to expand our stormwater attenuation to be able to accommodate this new reality as a result of climate change.
Graham, this is a first for the City of Johannesburg, but are green bonds a first for the JSE as well?
I think it's a first for the country, and we certainly congratulate the City of Johannesburg as a regular and serial issuer on exchange of products of all types to take a lead in this particular area. And then the exchange's role is, one of its key roles is to bring investors together with issuers. Yeah. And so the supply-demand factor and what investors want to do and what issuers want to do is something that needs to meet in the middle. So investors worldwide, as an extension of the ESG philosophy and equities, are now starting to look in the bond market how they can make an impact in terms of climate change issues. So this is a whole new area, and sort of piggybacking off what equities have done for a number of years.
Who would, in what kind of universe are investing that would not invest if it wasn't a green bond? In other words, what's the advantage of making it a green bond?
So these are individuals and organizations who, I suppose, have a part of their consciousness and conscience on wanting to affect the future in terms of the climate change initiatives in its broadest sense. So the whole issue of climate change is controversial, but there are growing numbers of individuals, organizations, investors that want to make a difference. And how you apply your money, either as an individual spender or as an investor, is one way to make that difference.
Parks, perhaps one of the well-known things that you're known for, and oftentimes it's said it's your legacy, which is interesting because you're still in office, but is the corridors of freedom. How does this fit into that broader strategy of making sure that that vision becomes reality?
We see the corridors of freedom as incubators for urban innovation in the City of Johannesburg, not just from the point of view of increasing density and intensity of land uses along the corridors, but also introducing green building practices. So you would have improved insulation, light emitting diameter lights, and other green technologies that would be used in the corridors of freedom. So we would be practicing actually green practices along the corridors of freedom. And as I'm saying, for us, these are incubators for urban innovation, and these are areas where we don't want to just see buildings springing up, but also buildings of the future springing up in Joburg.
Graham, how much is going to be raised here?
So the way it normally works is you put together a large program. In other words, the quantum you're going to raise over a period of time, but currently being raised today is just under 1.5 billion.
I didn't hear the word potholes in your initial thing. The buses won't work if they keep falling into potholes, and it's still a problem, Mr. Mayor.
Well, it's still a problem, but we're happy that the city's capital investment has increased from 3.9 billion in 2011 to 10.4 billion rands. That gives us the opportunity not just to deal with potholes, but to actually recapitalize the infrastructure.
But you've also got this new app whereby people report the potholes. Is that working? Where there's an immediate connection with the guys who fix them?
It's working quite well. It's working quite well on Android-related applications, and it's actually improved the response times from the JRA, and we think it's an opportunity to now expand it to other utilities in the city of Joburg, because it gives you a direct relationship with the public. It says, you report the pothole, we're able to come in and fix it. You report the traffic light, we're able to come in and fix it, and you hold us accountable to fixed timelines that we've committed to. And we think that it improves accountability and performance in the
We're going
organization.
to hold you to your bond.